What if I told you there existed a website that would provide you with all the information you'd ever need to know as a League of Legends player? Now, if you're a League of Legends veteran like myself, you've probably heard of this site or used this site multiple times. And the website we're going to be talking about today is none other than op.gg. Now, this is a website that's primarily used to search up a summoner's information, but there are more uses to this website than a lot of people actually know about, and that is what we're going to be talking about today. The tools that exist on OPGG that you should be taking advantage of in order to win more League of Legends games. Let's kick this video off with tip number 1. Firstly, head to the op.gg website and make sure you set your region to whatever region you're playing in. For example, I'm playing in North America. Then type in your summoner's name, hit enter and bookmark this page. The reason we bookmark this page is so that the next time you start entering a game, for example you're loading into a Summoner's Rift game, you can look up the stats of the other players by simply hitting the bookmark button that should take you to your OPGG page, and then hitting the live game button, which should give you more information for all the other summoners in your current game. Now, this first tip is a tip that nearly every veteran League of Legends player knows, but one of the most underused functions of OPGG is the Champion Analytics page. Now, this is a page that you probably want to be bookmarking too, because this is a page you'll be visiting a lot when playing League. This brings us to tip number 2. Let's say you've started playing a new champion and you really don't know which champion build to use for the said champion. Therefore, what you do is you type your champion name into the search box, open up the champion page, and you'll be hit with an overview page that'll give you a rundown of the highest win rates, skills, summoner spell, starter items, core build, boots, keystones, masteries, all on one page. And if you want more information on any of the things mentioned on this one page, you can just swap through the tabs through the item section, skills, runes, masteries. It'll give you more item sets and more win percentages that you can evaluate for yourself and judge whether or not you want to be building or going down this build path. Even though I personally have about 350 or 400 plus games on Gangplank, I still find myself coming back to this page patch by patch, because remember, this page updates every patch and is constantly being updated. So patch by patch, I always find myself coming back on this on the item section page actually to find out what the best win rate builds are for Gangplank. Now, tip number 3 includes one of the best features OPGG has to offer. Now, I'm a mid laner and a top laner, and for mid lane I play Twisted Fate and Aurelion Sol. Twisted Fate isn't counterpicked too hard, but Aurelion Sol can be counterpicked really hard. Let's say I'm in ranked champion select and the enemy laner picks a Syndra. Alright, now I don't know if I want to be playing Twisted Fate or Aurelion Sol. I want to know my best chances of winning the lane, considering I know that the enemy laner has picked a Syndra. What is better? Do I pick Twisted Fate or do I pick Aurelion Sol? If you don't want to have to think for yourself, you can simply come to OPGG. I head to the Champion Analytics page, I search up Syndra, I find Syndra, and then all the way to the right there is a matchups button. Now, this feature is really cool. So you hit that matchups button, and you'll be hit with a detailed list of the best champions to play against said champion. For example, here we are at Syndra. I can search up first Twisted Fate, and then I can search up Aurelion Sol. And I can compare the win rates between the two of them to judge whether I should pick Aurelion Sol or Twisted Fate into the Syndra during champion select. In this case, I'll be picking Twisted Fate because he has the slightly higher win ratio over Aurelion Sol when playing against Syndra. However, it's important to remember that the win ratios here aren't the laning phase win ratios between two champions, so it isn't strictly Aurelion Sol versus Syndra in the laning phase. That's the win ratio that you see on the screen right there. No, that win ratio is the win ratio of Aurelion Sol's winning the entire game as compared to Syndra. So while you may believe that, hey, you know, maybe my win ratio is higher on Twisted Fate over Syndra, I may lose the lane harder, but overall, as the game progresses, and on average, from all the data that OPGG has collected, we find that the number of games that a Twisted Fate wins over a Syndra in the entire game is actually higher than what an Aurelion Sol might have been. Moving on to the 4th tip, we go back to the Champion Analytics page and we look over to the right column. I constantly find myself coming back to this column right here detailing the highest win rate champions by role and the highest pick rate champions by role, patch by patch, because if you want to get a general idea of where the meta is being headed right now, or what are the champions you'll be playing against in whatever roles, mid or top, you can get a general idea of it by coming back to this page again and again, patch by patch, and you'll actually see how the meta is moving in League of Legends. Now, this final tip is aimed at players who love stalking other League of Legends players. So I find myself using the search. If you use the search bar to search up other players, for example, I search up the other top-rated Gangplank players in North America. I usually type their name into OPGG. I want to see what they've been building on Gangplank. So what I do is I type their name into the search bar, and what you can do is you have this little star here, right? You can star certain people so that you don't have to actually type in their name every single time. You can just hit the star button and then they'll be saved in the favorites bar, so you can just hit the favorites bar and quickly run down, okay, here's the top rated Gangplank player. I just want to quickly look him up. I want to see what he's been building in the past day. Oh, 5 hours ago he built this really weird build with this one champion. Okay, maybe I should test that thing out. Now this is a smaller tip that may not be as significant as the other ones, but I do find myself using this part of the webpage. And that's all I have for you today. I hope you learned something of value. If you have any other tips for this website, or if you have any other useful websites that you know of that you personally use that helps you with your League of Legends games, just write it in the comment section below, maybe to help other people out. But apart from that, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.